Whenever you can get away with the decadence of reinventing the meaning of words on the fly to suit a political agenda, it's because of those who control the money printing are totally autocratically controlling the economy. So what we have in the United States and other countries around the world where central banks are in power is authoritarianism. So it's authoritarianism by the money printer. Here in El Salvador, it's the complete opposite. There's the rise of a meritocracy where there is no money printer. There's a Bitcoin is legal tender, and people are left to their own devices to be entrepreneurially excellent and to come up with ways to improve their lives and their family lives. And the results are on the ground. You can see it. It's palpable. And everybody is having really a spring, a Salvadoran spring that's becoming a model for the region and a model for the world. All because of what Steve Hanke would call a failure. So again, because he's associated with the money printers, because he's in league with the money printers, he's forced, essentially he's coercing his readers into believing the unbelievable. And because it's essentially it's propaganda. Let's be honest, Steve Hanke is a propagandist. Truman Show of having world reserve currency dollar create the hologram of American success has been punctured on February of 2022. And now we're in a post-fiat money world. Well, let me explain this in terms of the board game Monopoly, which everybody understands and played for many years. And on February 24th of 2022, something happened in the global Monopoly game. Up until then, it was, the US dollar was a world reserve bank, just like a Monopoly. They had one bank, it's all the money. And people were buying and selling properties on this Monopoly board, and everyone was participating, and we had some winners and losers. But on February 24th of 2024, what happened is that there's a couple of squares on the Monopoly board called utilities. And if you land on those squares, you have to pay your utility bill. So what Russia did was, you know what? If you land on our utility square, we're going to charge you about 50,000 times more than is in the rule book that you are currently playing Monopoly under. And this poor woman in Leicester, who has a coffee shop where she sells Marmite smeared all over, Bundy's or Biddies, bacon Biddies and fry sandwiches, chip sandwiches. She's suddenly getting the new Monopoly board game that says if you land on the utility bill, that is your energy bill, you're going to have to pay, 5,000 times higher, because that's the new game, the new Monopoly board. And if you never got the memo, it doesn't matter because you are a winner by paying all that into money that goes into, by the way, Electricity of France, EDF, which owns all the utilities in the UK, by giving France all of your hard-earned money over there at the crisp shop and the chip shop and the flaky fish and chip shop. You're winning. You're winning by losing. You're winning by going broke. You're winning because you're at the food bank. You're winning because you're living on Marmite. You're winning. Don't you get it?
Keiser states that all Sango coin has done for the Central African Republic is facilitate the ability for colonizers to steal their natural resources. They say that it has something to do with Bitcoin, which is untrue. He goes on to say that if the CAR wanted to join the elite class of hard money, they would have simply gone with Bitcoin, because they lack the fortitude to stick with the dominant crypto asset, they'll end up paying the price.
The Monopoly board has been reconfigured. The rules have changed. The US dollar dominating the global economy is no longer the case. Countries are doing bilateral trade in currencies outside of the US dollar. And you've got supply lines breaking, and you've got politicians in Europe and the UK and America who are ignoring the fact that the only possible way to stop this inflation from ravaging these economies and causing death and famine is to actually allow energy to flow from the east to the west. That's actually what winning would look like. Ultimately, there will be no choice. Ultimately, that will be the outcome. It's just a matter of how much pain you're willing to go through before that eventuality takes place, or as Steve Hanke likes to call it, winning. This is one of the symptoms of fiat money disease. You completely lose the ability of using the English language in an intelligent way. I'm sure if Steve Hanke was covering the Hindenburg disaster, at their burst into flames, he'd be saying, look at those people at the Hindenburg, they're winning, right? Because he's all of those people who are trying to cover El Salvador and use the metrics of how they've been analyzing global economy up until now are befuddled. They don't know exactly how to cover the fact that the economy is actually growing and GDP is growing, and they're the bright spot in the global economy. And unlike every other country in the world, tourism is back to pre-pandemic levels, and these things are happening in a positive way because of total lack of understanding of how to even use English language. Forget about this guy's credentials as an economist. He's not even actually able to put together two sentences that are in a coherent manner. He should be locked up in a rubber room.
U.S. life expectancy fell by nearly a year in 2021 to 76.1, the lowest since 1996, the first two-year drop since early 1960s, and the largest since 1921-23 period. Of course, that 21-23 period was during the previous period of deglobalization. So again, you just look at the facts from a stable foundation like Bitcoin, where there is no disintegration and entropy happening like there is in the dollar and US empire, the deglobalization, de-dollarization. And from a stable position of looking, observing without partisanship to it, like you could see who is lying, where the truth is, in fact.
Yeah, life expectancy dropping in America. Steve Hanke, of course, refers to this as winning.
That's it for today, guys. If you found this video useful, then don't forget to like the video and share this knowledge with your friends and family. And don't forget to check out the full video, link is in the description. Thank you.